Here's your WNEM TV5 News Update.
Good morning, I'm Lauren Piesco. Here's a look at the top stories we're following today. A freeway is finally back open after several people were killed in a multi-car traffic crash Saturday night. This happened near Lansing on I-96 near M52. State troopers had just shut down the overpass and reopened the expressway to allow Consumers Energy to string power lines. But this caused a standstill with several cars completely stopped on I-96. A semi-truck was driving westbound and didn't notice the backup and couldn't stop in time. The impact of that crash causing the semi and several more cars to catch on fire. 4 people were killed and 17 more seriously injured. About 15 cars total were impacted. A 17-year-old boy was shot and killed by state police in Flint Saturday night. Police say this happened around 6:30 that evening. Troopers were patrolling near Essex Street and Pasadena Avenue when they made contact with an armed person. They say the 17-year-old ran when confronted and was shot and killed. Officials recovered a loaded pistol at the scene, and officers involved have been placed on leave, and an investigation is now underway. Stay with TV5 both on air and online for more updates. The race for the White House is now in its final stretch, with candidates still battling for votes in key swing states like Michigan. Vice President Kamala Harris will rally tonight at Michigan State University, while former President Donald Trump will make his last campaign stop in Grand Rapids on Monday. Now here's meteorologist Diane Phillips with a look at your forecast.
Though we are talking about rainfall in today's forecast, we are going to find that we have to wait for the rain to come in. But it has been a while since we've been able to talk about some wet weather, and we are falling behind as far as some of those rain totals for the autumn season. So we will be happy to see some rainfall here, even if we have to wait for it, and it will carry into next week. Today, we're at a 50% chance of that rain, and that's mainly just because of the coverage and also the timing. And rain chances also climb as we go into Monday and Tuesday, becoming numerous and a little bit beyond scattered as we go into Tuesday. So be prepared with your rain gear. Umbrellas and rain boots going to be pretty helpful here the next couple of days. Stepping through the hour by hour this morning, we have a lot of cloud cover, very different compared to what we even saw when we went to bed last night. But these clouds are already kind of ahead of the system. High pressure is what we had to thank for the sunshine yesterday, but that is now off towards our east, and it has a little bit of an effect here in our forecast. So it will keep us dry all the way through 5 o'clock, but it doesn't help to clear the cloud cover as much. So be prepared that it is going to look a little bit more threatening as far as rainfall, but we don't start to see that come in until 10, 11 o'clock this evening. It's going to push in from the west, and we'll be seeing a lot of that coverage along and north of US 10. So if you're in Flint tonight, you're going to find that you have to wait a little bit for that rainfall. Even in the Thumb, it'll be overnight by the time we finally start to see some of that rain. As we head out the door in the morning on Monday, we will find that we have rain, and at times it could be a little bit steady, but it is going to be broken. So periods of rain as we work throughout our Monday. It's going to be one where you continually check radar, and you can do that on your First Alert Weather app. You'll find by 8 o'clock on Monday that the rainfall hits the brakes. We just kind of have multi-levels to the system. So at times you will have some dry moments, but then that rainfall, we'll still be watching for more of that as we head into our Tuesday. Comparing those rain totals and adding everything up, we're going to find Sunday and Monday's rain about through 10 o'clock. You are going to find that the heaviest of rain is going to be along and north of US 10. So that's where we're going to be seeing it at about a ½ inch up towards an inch. And then south of the Tri-Cities into the Thumb, coming into Lapeer, Flint, and Owasso, we're going to be looking at about a ½ of an inch or less. So that flow is definitely going to have a little bit of a divide on where that heaviest of rain is going to go. Throughout the day today, we will have some breezy conditions, but we'll really notice those winds picking up tonight. Southeasterly winds will be gusting around 25 to 30 miles per hour today, and they don't settle down all that much by tomorrow. We're still going to see peak winds around 25 to 30 miles per hour coming out of the south, so that's why we have those 60s in, as we're still sourcing in some of those warmer conditions. But Tuesday, even though these numbers want to disappear for us, we're still going to find that we have some pretty blustery conditions, and I'm planning on Tuesday to have some of our fastest wind speeds. Now this morning, hopefully your clock is set properly, but I did want to share this little tidbit on what our sunrise times would be if we stayed on daylight saving time. And you're going to find here in mid-Michigan that we would be seeing that sunrise around 9:30 in the morning. So though that may seem a little bit late, it's all just the perspective of when we see that daylight. So tonight, your sunset is going to be at 5:23 p.m. and still today, we are losing 2 minutes and 34 seconds of daylight. And then the next time change, well, that's going to be in March, but we will start to gain back some of that time coming in December. High temperatures today are going to be into the mid to upper 50s. We find those 60s coming our way for Monday and Tuesday. Rainy and windy weather to go along with it. And once that system passes by, we have clouds decreasing, sunshine coming in, and temperatures returning back to some seasonal 50s.